Oh, good afternoon, everybody. So it is the day after the Movember launch last night, well, the pre-launch. I'm here in Brisbane, and it was a great event. Got to catch up with a lot of people I haven't seen for a while. Had met some new people, and got to hear about what's happening for Movember for this year, after this campaign, and for years to come. So it's always good to catch up with the people. You know, we all have a bit of a Q&A and a panel discussion about stuff and what's happening and how we can best help the men that need the support through Movember. And it's just not the men, obviously, it's the most sisters as well, which is a good segue to the lady I have on my right hand side, Miss Nicola Ironside. So hello, Nick, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Benny. Nice to see you. It's been a little while.
That has. So just to put things into perspective, Nick and I have known each other probably since 1993.
Yep.
I think,
Yep.
when I was a young 19-year-old in the Australian Army, based in Sydney. So Nick was also serving in Sydney at the time as well. That's how we got to know each other. It was kind of, you know me, when I was probably at my youngest, really, I was still really young when I was in the army, and you got to see me then, and you've obviously seen me throughout the years, and obviously seen me now, so I think you would have noticed a bit of a change.
Just a little bit of a change.
Yeah, and obviously we all change, so yeah, it's all good. And we're actually sitting alongside the Brisbane River this afternoon. It's a beautiful, it's a gorgeous afternoon here in Brisbane. It's actually really nice, it's a watching the runners go past, watching the city cats go past. It's just a really good afternoon.
Life. It's hard to take.
It is hard. It is difficult. No, I love Brisbane. I reckon it's a great city. How long have you been here for now?
I've been here for 2 years now. We've just clicked over 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Very different to Canberra, where we were.
Yeah, that's right. You were in Canberra for a while, yeah.
23 years.
Yeah, well, it's a long time. Well, in saying that, I've been in Cairns for 25 years, so it's, I think you get comfortable where you are, and definitely a change is always good for the best. And it would have been a pretty big change for you and Bruce coming here.
It was. We moved in September 23, and the motivations were, firstly, we were sick of the cold, because my goodness, it's cold in Canberra. But also, we've got family. Well, Bruce has family up here that were growing up, all the nieces and nephews, and we were missing out on spending time with them, and they wouldn't know who we were. So we thought, what better time to move up than now, so they can actually get to know us and we can get to know them, and we can spend time with ageing parents, which is also a bit of a big deal.
It is, yes. It is.
Yeah,
and where you are, because you're in Red Hill? Paddington. Yeah. So you're very close to the football.
Very close to everything. Yeah, so pretty crazy.
Yeah. So and it's a good week. I've been and had a visit to your place 2 years ago, just under 2 years ago.
We just moved there.
Yeah, and it's a great spot. It's good location. Where you are, you got everything around you. You got cafes, pubs, you got the Suncorp Stadium.
That's about 400 metres away.
Yeah, so sit out on the balcony and hear the football and the concerts, whatever actually happens over there. So, but yeah, it's good. It's a good spot. This trip that I've come down for the Movember launch is obviously incorporating some chats for my Movember campaign for this year. So obviously, last time I saw you, I rode my bike down from Cairns to Brisbane. So having that physical challenge, every man and his dog does a physical challenge, and there is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, if it's what they're doing is helping support Movember and men's health and making people aware of that, and that's great. For me, for this year, I thought let's just take it back a step and let's kind of really get to know what people think about Movember, and we're not just talking about Movember, we're talking about women's health as well. For stuff that I do for breast cancer and stuff like that. So getting your opinion about men's health. Now, I hear a lot of different stories, and a lot of them are the same, and I would like to understand what Movember means for you. And when we're talking about Movember, it's about men's health as well, and like the broader spectrum, like, you know, with testicular cancer, prostate cancer, all that kind of stuff, suicide prevention, suicide awareness, mental health. It all encompasses one big thing. It's just not one thing, it's a whole ball of different things. So yeah, your opinion will be great to get an understanding. I'd like to hear that.
Well, it's one of those things, you think about men's health, and the first thing that for me that jumps to mind is mental health, because they kind of go hand in hand, and men are traditionally not great communicators when it comes to all of that. So one of the things that I've been finding over the past little while is talking about things makes such a big difference. So last year, my husband Bruce was quite sick. He had open heart surgery and was out of action for a little while. He had really good recovery and everything went really well, but it was very stressful at the time. And because we weren't prepared for it, it wasn't something we had planned, it kind of knocked us all for six. So that's part of it, but I've always been a strong believer of talking, and in our community where we now live in Paddington, we've got a strong community of people that rally behind you. If anyone has anything going on, the community backs us and supports us.
So that's good to know. How do you get involved in that? Is that something that...
It's just organic. You sit in a cafe and you talk. A new person comes in, you've not seen them, you talk to them, bring them into the fold. And that's kind of how we were welcomed, both at the cafe down the street from us and across the road at the Hope and Anchor. So we've made all these communities of friends. And everyone has been so supportive. But I find for me, the key is talking about things. And I've been finding the more you talk, the more other people open up. So when Bruce got sick, I was telling people what was going on, and so they rallied behind me. And then they're like, well, hang on, maybe I need to go to the doctor and get a checkup. Maybe I need to ask these pertinent questions, and things like, I've been worried about this, how do I do it? And so we've been talking, and it's so powerful to talk to people and find out what their concerns are and try and help them navigate through, because it is a process.
Yeah, that's it. And I find a lot of people don't know where to start.
Yeah.
You know, and for a lot of people it might just be pretty obvious. You know, you talk to your doctor. That's probably the first thing. Or like you've got in your hub where you live, like you've got that community sense of value within everyone around that area, and that's great. A lot of people don't have that, and that's really good. You know, like I wouldn't think about that. You know, having that community base around you, having an outlet there. You know, a person might not feel comfortable talking to their spouse about something, but they might feel a bit more comfortable reaching out to somebody that they know at a cafe, for example. Obviously, it's different circumstances for different people, but having that there is really good. That's something I would never have thought about at all. Having that, that's well, it doesn't come to mind. You know, you might.
I'm a great talker, so I talk to people, and for me to de-stress is all about talking. I will, when people can see that something's wrong and they say, hey Nick, what's going on? I'll tell them. And that will prompt the discussion.
That's it. Some people are not open to that as well. You know, they find it difficult to do that.
I've been very active in my workplace talking about it as well. I've done some mental health training. I've done a couple of training courses just to make me more aware. And through that, I go and talk to our leadership team about their own personal health and what they can do and how they can manage things, and getting them to talk about it. And almost everyone I know since moving here has since gone to the doctor and got themselves checked out, which is pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's good. Have you done your first aid in mental health?
No, I haven't. I've done ordinary old first aid. I did that a couple of weeks ago, actually.
You can actually do your first aid in mental health, and I didn't know about that
okay.
probably till I would have been 3-4 years ago, maybe, give or take. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really good. If you're not aware of it, you can actually do a first aid course in mental health. And when I heard about it, I'm thinking, what? But yeah,
That's pretty
you can
cool.
do it. So yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
I'll look into that.
Yeah. I know at work we have first aid mental health officers. So obviously part of that criteria is that you have your first aid mental health certificate. I have mine, but I got to redo it again. I got to just renew it. But yeah, it's definitely there. If anyone gets the opportunity to do that, absolutely, 100%.
I'll look into that, because that would go hand in hand. We'd have mates in energy, because I work in the energy space.
Yeah.
And so I've done a couple of those courses, but this would tie in nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. I know with work we're very big on mental health and seeking out external support. I'm not sure if you guys have that where you are.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. How do they involve you in that?
Well, there's constant communications about it. If you need it, you mean. So
Yeah.
So that it's on all of our communications going out to the organisation.
Yeah.
There's regular like town halls where they include all of that.
Yeah.
It's very very visible.
We have the employment assistance program.
That's what we
That's
have.
what you have. Yeah. And that's good. Yeah. It's obviously a lot of bigger corporations, businesses have that. Councils, governments, all that kind of stuff. They have that as an option for people. And if you do work in an environment that has that support, I strongly recommend that you do utilise that.
Absolutely.
It is very, and it's not just for yourself; it's for your family as well. So it's absolutely for the family as well. I don't know who that was that just waved at me, but
Very friendly here in Brisbane.
He waved at me. He's probably looking at the nose, so that's fine. And that's the other thing, what I do, and honestly, that's a perfect example of what I try and do within the community. Raise an awareness, not just for men's health, but for women's health as well. So obviously with the pink hair and the pink moustache, raising awareness for breast cancer, and it's just not about the Mo Bros, it's about the Mo sisters as well. I met up with some amazing women last night who I've known over the years, but we only really catch up once a year when it comes to Movember. But I'm having a chat with one of them tomorrow. We had a good chat last night and talking about what I'm doing for my campaign for this year, and she wants to get involved. So I said, awesome, let's set up a time. So I've got more conversations tomorrow, which is good. It's going to be a heavy day tomorrow. It's been a pretty constructive couple of days so far. Pretty heavy days so far, but they've been great, and everyone's been really on board with what I'm trying to do with this. It's really good. Going back to Bruce, how was he after his surgery? So I'm thinking, was there any mentally, was he okay?
He is good. There's ongoing, I wouldn't say ongoing stuff, but I'm very aware. They talk about when you have surgery on your heart, it makes you aware of your mortality.
Yeah.
And it definitely affected him. He was told to expect peaks and troughs with it, with his own emotional well-being.
Yep.
And we weren't quite sure what that would look like, but it was definitely there. So again, I try to encourage him to talk about it as much as he can. And we start to think about, okay, every heartbeat is worth something, so let's make every heartbeat count. Let's be proactive with how we live our life and not just drift along with it.
Yeah, that's it. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and she's okay for me to share the story. I won't go into too much detail about it, but her husband passed away not too long ago from brain cancer, and in the end, it kind of escalated pretty quickly, but they knew it was happening. But
Doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't. Obviously, it doesn't. No, and good thing about that is she actually got a chance to say goodbye because she's a runner and she actually came up to Cairns for the Marathon Festival, and he wanted her to run because he wanted that for her, but he went south pretty quick and she had to go home, and she got a chance to say goodbye, which was great. But she's also got a young daughter who's obviously going through a lot of emotions as well, and it's pretty hard. And what you were saying about, you know, having those ups and downs when it comes to the surgery after Bruce had that, it's kind of similar to her instance when she's got, you know, trying to get support from people after it happened, but also while he was going through his circumstances and his issues that was affecting him, and it was affecting her as well. So it's a sad situation to be in if you're not experiencing that, or if you haven't, or you don't know what to experience, or you don't know what is going to happen. So it's, it was a hard conversation to have with her, but it was a good conversation.
I think we need these conversations because people need to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
They need to be able to share their stories, and it's just, it makes everyone aware, and you can go out and you can provide support if you know what's going on.
Yeah, that's it. And like I was saying before, people don't know where to start when it comes to it.
That's the hardest bit.
Yeah, and it might sound obvious for a lot of people. It's like, you know, go see a doctor. That's probably where I'd start. You know, if there
but
was...
that can be really scary too.
It can, yeah, that's it. If you've got no, I suppose no regular doctor or connection with a regular doctor, you might not have. It's hard to build up trust with a stranger.
But also, as well, if you feel that there's something going on, that can be scary because you might not want the response from the doctor. You might not want them to know.
Well, that's
the whole head in sand scenario.
Exactly, but then when you're thinking about that, if it's something that can be treated, if you prostate cancer, for example, you know, if you treat it early enough, you're okay. If you leave it too late, then you're up shit creek.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's and what you're saying is very common with all the replies that I've been getting, the responses I've been getting from everyone about when it comes to men and mental health and their own physical health. Leaving it too late, not talking about it, not doing something about it, you know. I don't know, it's a man thing, I don't know.
I nag all the men in my life, and those that intersect with me, I nag them too.
Yeah, well,
they've got to just do it.
We are all wired differently for whatever reason, so, but it's, I was talking to our mayor today about this as well, and she was talking about her own battles that she's had. Physical health as well was very important for her, trying to, you know, look at not just your mental health but your physical health too. It does help, you know, looking after yourself. Like the analogy was like thinking about a car. You know, you take your car in for a service, you get someone to check your car. Why aren't you getting yourself checked out? She gets herself checked. She goes through the whole scenario at the start of the year, get everything, all the bloods, everything that she needs to get checked, just so she knows where she's at. And that's the second time that someone's told me about that in conversation. A gentleman that I know, he's in his 80s, and we catch up now and again for a coffee. We'll catch up probably before Christmas, and he said exactly the same thing. Probably not at the start of the year, but more in the middle of the year. He'll go get all his bloods done, get everything tested, just so he knows where he's at. I remember I got a nice birthday present before I turned 50, and that was for the bowel screening test.
Yeah.
And everyone gets that.
Absolutely, you know, and it's so easy to do.
Yeah, that's it. You know, when you hit 50, you get a nice birthday present in the mail.
Thank you, government.
Check your bowels. So just go to the toilet, get a sample, and send it off. So fortunately for me, obviously it came back negative, which was good. And that's just one thing. It's not an inconvenience. It's a test that you do, which can take 5 minutes, if that. Send it off, you get your results back, and you're done. If it comes back positive, then obviously you catch it early enough. Like, and I need to say this: we are not professionals in the field of medicine or psychology, anything like that. We are just two friends who are talking, expressing our opinions. So we are not professionals in any matter of medicine at all. So, but we've gone through things, we've experienced things, and it's just advising or letting people know that this is what happens and this is what to expect, and it's not the end of the world.
One of the things I find is really good for my own personal mental health, as I sit here and I watch all these bikes zoom past, is escaping by myself for a long bike ride.
Yep.
It just empties the brain out and just gives you a bit of clarity. Yeah. And that to me, is so good. And
that's a really good thing about Brisbane. There's so many bike paths around the city, not just the city, everywhere. It's really it's a good place to be. Even just go for a run, just to get out there, because you'd be surprised how much what you see. Like if you're driving down a street as opposed to riding the street, there's so many things that you pick up when you're riding that you don't pick up when you're driving.
Absolutely.
I see it all the time, and that's a good thing. What you said, it's having that escape, but it's for your own mental health. Getting
because everyone
out there.
needs to look after themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And like these conversations that I've been having, there's another one.
He had purple hair.
He did. He had purple. So, gentleman just rode past, gave us a wave. He had purple and blue hair, I think it was, bit of half and half. So yeah, he gave us a wave too. So, and that's the thing, it's a good.
It's an icebreaker.
It is. That's it. Exactly. It is an icebreaker, and a story that I've told many a times with people, with the 8-year-old girl who came up to me at Cairns Central and wanted to basically just have a chat with me because she's seen a guy that's got pink hair and a pink moustache, and she was a little bit young to probably understand the deep meaning behind it, but all she was interested in was seeing the pink. Literally, that's what she cared about, and that's fine. It's because what she's doing is telling her friends the next day, guess who I saw? This guy, pink hair, pink moustache, no lie, true story, and it has a flow-on effect.
And she was probably with her mum or her dad.
She was with her mum. Yeah, she was with her mum. So, well, yeah, she wanted to be with her mum. She didn't want to be there by herself, but it's. I've had people come up to me while I was at work, my old work, wanting to just have a quick photo. They say, oh, you're doing it for this? I said, yeah, I am, and they'll tell the story. I had an Aboriginal lady. I was actually going through my phone on the way to Brisbane, just going through my photos. Good chance to clear out some crap. And that popped up the photo of her. So there was a nice photo of me when I had my beard. It was pink at the time, and having a chat with her. Nice photo. Everyone's got a story to tell.
There's a chap I work with. He's on a different team to me. He has this giant moustache, like big, huge moustache, and he grows it and offers to shave it off for Movember every year.
Yeah.
And earlier on this year, I collared him in the hallway and I showed him a photo of you and I said, you ever thought about dyeing it? And really making a statement and having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And he was blown away. He'd never thought about it. He said he's going to do it this year, so I need to find him and see if he has.
What? I don't know what colour?
He wasn't sure about the pink.
Yep.
And I said, well, pink's done. You're pink, so you can pick any other colour.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But he quite liked this whole statement piece.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's what it comes down to. It's making a statement
that promotes a discussion.
It is. That's what it is. It promotes a discussion, exactly. Just in the last 20 minutes or so, half an hour, 2 people have come past, and they've both.
We've had a few looks.
Oh, 100%. Always get looks. I always get looks all the time. It's nothing new for me. It's the way it is, and that's the whole point of it. It's making that statement. It's showing people that I don't care how I look. I think I look pretty fucking good.
It's a pretty cool look.
It is, and it's a massive change from when I was a 19-year-old in Sydney to now.
I could pull out photos, but
Oh, that's fine. I could pull out photos too. Don't worry, I've got plenty of photos. But thanks for this afternoon. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a chat. It's been a really beautiful chat. It's always great to catch up with you.
it's good to chat.
It really is, and it's like days like today. So fucking no, I'm not going to risk it just in case I turn it off. Like it's just a beautiful afternoon, just by the river, just to chill out. There's people around, there's people running, there's people walking, there's people just sitting by the river, enjoying their afternoon. And if that's what it takes for you to do something and get outside and just get out of the house.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life, that's it,
Yeah.
It's not easy for a lot of people, I understand that, but there are resources, there's help, there is support out there. It's just pointing people in the right direction on where to go, and that's it.
And not being afraid to ask for help as well if you think you need it.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's what a lot of, there's still that stigma behind asking for help, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask, It's that taking that first step for a better life and for a better you. So, Nikki, thank you.
Thank you, Benny.
Appreciate it.
Nice to chat.
Yeah, you too, mate. Thanks, mate.